Good morning. This is Rachel with Infused Meadow, and we're going to make some infusions real quick. This is probably going to be a busy day. I'm going to try to upload as many videos as possible, and I'll explain why very quickly. There is a huge storm system moving across the south in the United States, and if it's accurate and it hits, Tennessee, North South Carolina, um, I think it's all the way back to Mississippi. Now, I could be wrong on that. I do know that some of the tail end of that is in Texas. And so, anyway, other than this video right here, I'm going to try to put up as many videos as I can today, and hopefully in the morning, showing you as many things as possible that you can throw together and have food. Or if you have a wood burner, I'm going to do a bread video just showing you a very simple, it's my mama's recipe for bread. It's very simple. And that way it's something else that you can do. But this morning, because this is something I need to make, and I wanted to show this real quick, and then I will move on to other things. So yeah, we're going to do this, like I said, as quickly as I can. So I have... Unfortunately, I was not able to grow my own comfrey this last year. I bought seeds from, I'm going to guess, 3 different places. Not one germinated. Not one. They were supposedly harvested recently, but again, not one germinated. And so I did try different methods as far as, the paper towel that's slightly damp with the seeds in it in the window. Uh, my grow area that my husband built me with the right lumens and kelvins and the lights, so that I have great success on my tomatoes, peppers, and all that stuff. But doesn't matter. Comfrey was not having it. So if you're in the U.S., just find yourself a really good organic health store. May have these. Probably Amazon, eBay. A lot of your small businesses, not all, but a lot of your small businesses are on eBay. So, if you're looking to help a small business out and not have to pay those prices of your overpriced people, be sure to check out eBay, I'm just throwing that out there. I know I personally, my soap and lotions and stuff, I'm on eBay. So, I don't sell these. I have to look into the rules and regulations of this kind of stuff for where I'm at. This is for my own personal use. And so that's why I wanted to go ahead and show you this in case you want to do this yourself. So this is my homegrown calendula flowers. This is homegrown lavender. Now always be sure to check with, do the research on the plants that you're using, because there are multiple lavenders. So you want to make sure that you get the one with the most medicinal properties, okay? Because there is one that you can do where you will infuse that one in some olive oil, and that's for eating. You can make a salad dressing out of it, but I'm not sure. Let me throw that out there because I've not done the research on all lavenders. I think there's like 6, maybe 7 different types of lavender across the world, and I'm not sure that each and every one, first of all, is edible, and second of all, I think they all offer some sort of medicinal properties. You just need to find the one that you're specifically looking for. Let me grab my funnel, and I'll be right back. Okay, so like I said, I could not grow my own comfrey leaves this year, but my favorite organic store for the UK where I'm at is BWFO, and they have it. I bought me a small bag this time, but I'm probably going to turn around and buy a larger bag because this is going to be my cold infusion, meaning I will tell you how you place these, and these will be done over the next 6 weeks. Now, lavender, you can stop at 3 weeks. And calendula and comfrey, you can stop at 4 weeks. I like to go to 6. That just gives me, a little bit more medicinal properties and color that comes off of the leaves into my oil. I will be using grapeseed oil. You can use whichever carrier oil you like. However, let me just say this real quick. I have found that grapeseed oil does not bother my skin. This is organic, cold pressed grapeseed oil. If you use olive oil, don't put that on your face. If you use avocado oil, don't put that on your face. Or some other popular carrier oils. If you use jojoba, great for your face. This is kind of a neutral. It's not clog it won't clog your pores in my experience. And let me say that. Now, if you have you know, an allergic reaction to grapeseed, obviously do not use that. Sweet almond has been known to clog pores. So just do your research and be very careful about what you pick that you want to put on your face. Every one of my products that I make, my soaps, my lotion bar, my body butter, and my balms that are all, you know, I've got my certificate to sell each and every one of them. I did my research. I've natural, you know, organic, which I've been trying to do for a very long time. But when it came to doing this, I did my research more into what is good for the face. Because if it's good for your face and your hands, you can use that anywhere. But face and hands are a little bit more sensitive. So I wanted to make sure that all of my products are good for face and hands. That way you can use it everywhere else. Okay, so that's just a little FYI. So when it comes to your essential oils, you know, you've got this. And then you've got a hot, this is the cold process. You've got a hot process. Now, that's what I'm going to be doing in about a week. I'm wanting to get myself some frankincense resin, and this will be for my own use. But once my resin gets here, I'll pop that in the freezer. And then once it's completely frozen, I'll give it about 24 hours. I'm then going to put that into a grinder. I'm going to grind that down into a powder. I'll walk you through it, and I'm going to do a hot process. Which is it's not as good as the cold process, but it works in a pinch. So I will be doing the hot process for probably my calendula, the frankincense, and some comfrey. It'll be a smaller batch of the calendula because I just need a little bit more of that sooner rather than later, because I'm out and I didn't realize that I was out. So anyway, the hot process is 24 hours in a crock pot, and then the next day you strain it off and you have your product. You can use it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be making a healing salve that I use, that I can keep around that's handy dandy. Anyway, so anything that you use, a lot of your flowers, a lot of your weeds, they all offer beneficial properties for your skin and your body. So I encourage you to go look that up. And a very good one, which is not a plant, well, it is a plant, to look up the benefits of ginger for the body. Look up the health benefits of cayenne pepper on the body. That may sound weird, but trust me. Look up castor oil and what castor oil does for your joints and your muscles, and how just something as simple as a compress of castor oil put on an area overnight, you know, can tremendously help. So I'm just saying, do your research, go look this stuff up, find out. But I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm sorry I'm rambling, but at the same time, I'm trying to explain different things. I have my labels. So I have what I'm doing with the oil that I'm putting it in. The day that I'm making it is today, January the 22nd, and the day that it will be done will be March 6th. I'm going to go for the full 6 weeks for each one of these. This jar right here is just for my leftover. So I'm doing a smaller batch of lavender than I will be the comfrey and my calendula. So I have these jars that have been sitting empty. I like to use these a lot at my dehydrating station, so that I put whatever's dehydrated into these while I check them for the week to make sure there's no moisture in them. And then from there, I'll move them into the other jars. And I always put, you know, some moisture absorbers in there for just in case. Just in case. That's all it is. But after checking for a week, normally we're good and there's no moisture. So I'm going to do a smaller thing, like I said, of the lavender. We'll start with that one. Okay. So, you want to make sure that your jar is at least half filled. You can go a half to 3/4. I wouldn't do less than a half. It's just how I feel about it. Now, like I said, this is homegrown, home dehydrated, so I do have some stems in there. I am not worried about those stems. One second, let me get a paper towel. Okay, I'm going to wipe this out in between each one so I don't transfer anything that's unnecessary. So, that's that. We'll fill them in a second. I'm going to go in with this one. And we're going to do the calendula leaves. Whatever falls down is fine. I'll pick it up when I'm done. Oops. That was a whole flower. Oh, I guess it didn't fall. I'm seeing things. That's way too much. Maybe not. That one did fall. I heard the thump. Okay, I'm going to stop there with that one. I'll clean these leaves up when I'm done. Calendula, excellent. Excellent. Excellent for healing the skin. Again, do your research. That's honestly, it's the best I can tell you. You know, just do your research. And then where's, oh, yeah. One second, let me grab my scissors. Okay, so. As always, you can store any of your dried flowers. I prefer jars. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get all this out. Okay, I can deal with that off camera. Sorry. Alright. I think you'll get the gist of it, but so I'm going to take my grapeseed oil. And you want to pour this I'm going to let that settle. I'm going to move on to the next jar. And my lavender. Let me grab, that'll work. I'm so sorry. Just need to know that this has penetrated all of my leaves, and then right there. So as these soak it up just for right now, you will fill these up. Leave some room because you're going to shake these every day. After a week of every day, you can then move on to about every other day. And you're just going to go in and give them a shake. And you're going to do that, like I said, every day for the first week. After the first week, you can go to every other day. So, for the comfrey needs a dark home. So what I'm going to do, you were the smaller lid, is I'm going to put my lid on here. I gave it a stir, but I'm going to give it a good little shake just to make sure that we're good to go. I like to, again, just aggravate that top to make sure the leaves come down. I'm using one of my pint jars for my lavender. Lavender calendula needs sun. So if you have a window where they're going to get plenty of sun, but maybe not quite direct sun, that is the perfect place to put that. Also, when you do your first shake, watch your jar. Make sure that you don't have any leaks. If you do, remove the lid. Put yourself some plastic wrap down across that top, nice and tight. Pull it down just a little bit, and then crank your lid down. Normally that'll work. It acts like another type of seal. Okay? So, like I said, comfrey leaves, dark spot. The next 6 weeks, I will shake this every single day. I'm going to put this right next to my vanilla that I've got in the vodka. And I will just shake it when I shake that. But for right now, every day. Like I said, after a week, every other day. You're going to do that for 6 weeks. At the end of 6 weeks, I will do another video showing you just me straining this off and what I have left. But that's what you're going to do. You're going to strain off, your oil. You want to use a nice fine mesh sieve. Strain with a coffee filter. I do recommend a coffee filter because is it a slow drain? Yes, but you ensure that you don't have any of the particles in your finished oil. Okay, and you don't want that, because that could end up turning your oil rancid. And so you don't want, you want to get out as many particles as possible. So a nice fine mesh sieve, put in a coffee filter, you'll pour that in, let it slowly drain, and then what you have at the end is the product that you will use, whether you're going to infuse, put that in with your tallow, your whatever other oil, if you were wanting to make yourself a salve or a body butter, or if you want to use this in some of your soap making. So either way it goes. Sky's the limit. You can just literally take and put this straight on your skin. Absolutely fine. Yeah, so, because that's why you choose the carrier oils. Okay. All right, so, again, just to reiterate, I apologize I'm saying so much. Comfrey, dark place, 6 weeks. Shake daily for a week. After that, shake every other day. Lavender and our calendula. This will be shaken every single day, but I'm going to put these not in my windowsill. I just don't want it up there. Anyway, I have a sunroom that during the summer acts as a greenhouse. And so, because it's not a greenhouse right now, I'm going to go put these on one of the tables in the middle of the room. And then that way I will shake these every single day after a week, about every other day. And I will continue to do that for 6 weeks. I will put my labels on here. And then that way I will also mark it on my calendar, because I do check my calendar daily to see if there's anything new going on that needs done, or, if there's anything going on. So, we're going to do this. And I hope that this helps in case you're wanting to do this as well. All right, that's all I got for you. There's probably some other people out there that may have another way. I'm not sure how they can. You have cold process and you have hot process. So, yeah. Well, that's a lot. There is like a brewery technique, the old moonshine way. If you have that kind of equipment, and there's a way to do it that way off of the steam, but I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm doing. And that's somebody completely other than me, because I've never done it, and I wouldn't give you information that I don't know anything about. Cold infusion is what I've done more often than not. Hot infusion is, oh crap, I forgot I need, and I gotta do it now. All right. So I hope that this helps in any way, shape, or form. And as always, I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.